This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Can anyone summarize the class of yesterday? Hmm? Annotations, very good. Hmm. So we started with annotations directly, or we talked about anything else? We talked about the Java 8 features, right? So we talked about the Java 8 features. So what are the Java 8 features? Lambda expressions, method references, functional interfaces, stream API, default static and private methods. Okay, and then optional class for each method in the datetime API. Exactly, we need to start with actually lambda expressions, but lambda expressions require functional interfaces. Functional interfaces require annotations. So that is why we started with annotations. We started with annotation. So now I am going for uh, annotation. Okay, what is annotation? Annotation is nothing but the form of metadata. Form of metadata. So annotation is form of metadata to give some extra information. To give some extra information to the program component. Give some extra information for the program components. Yes or no? Okay. Now there are two types of annotations. What are they? User defined annotations and built-in user-defined annotations and built-in annotations. Built-in or predefined, you can say. Okay. So what are predefined annotations? Predefined annotations means something like at the rate override, something like at the rate functional interface, at the rate suppress warnings. So these are all inbuilt. These are all inbuilt. Okay. Now I want to create my own annotation. Then what I can do? I can use at the rate interface my custom annotation, and every annotation can take some values also, can take some attributes also, can take some attributes also. How we can create those attributes? String value. So value is the attribute over here. Value is the attribute of which type, sir? String type. And we can have the default value also. We can have the default value. So what do you mean by default value? If somebody is not giving it, if somebody is not giving it, the default value will be automatically taken. Default value will be automatically taken. So here this annotation is going to take two values. What are they? Value called value and value called count. Value called count. So okay, sir, how to use it, sir? Then we can use it something like this. My custom annotation value is equal to custom value, count is equal to 42. So it is not like you are creating annotation in the same program and you are using the annotation in the same program. It is not like that. So function interface, somebody has already created it. Depreciated, somebody has already created it. We are using them. We are using them. Yes or no? Okay. Most of the time, we will be using the predefined ones only. We are using the predefined ones only. Yes or no? Okay. Next, we will talk about the functional interface. What is functional interface? A functional interface is the interface in which we have only a single abstract method. Okay, so can we have anything other than this abstract method? Yes, a default method, static method, and a private method. Okay, generally whenever you create methods in the interface, they are abstract by default. We know that. Yes or no? So that abstract methods can be used in the other classes who implement these interfaces. Yes or no? Okay. So what I'm trying to say here is, so whenever I'm talking about, okay, let me create. Okay. So let me create one interface. Okay. So let me create one interface over here. Okay. So interface. Okay, so interface something like my int. Okay, so my int. Now if I create a font is okay, right? Okay, so now I will create a method. I'll create a method. Okay, now this method can be used by its child classes. Yes or no? That's it. Okay. Now, for example, if I'm saying, okay, so I'm saying what? I'm saying implements. Okay, what I'm saying? Implements my int. Implements my int. Yes or no? Now, what inheritance demo should do? What inheritance demo should do? Tell me. Should override this? No. Yes or no? Should override this or not? Yes. Overriding means this one. Should override it or not? Okay. Should override it? Yes. Okay. Now I am overriding METH. I'm overriding METH because I'm implementing this. Right? Clear up to here? Yes or no? Now is this a functional interface or not? Technically it is a functional interface. But what you should use? You should use at the rate functional interface. At the rate functional interface. Yes or no? Am I clear or not? Yes. Okay. Now, as you say that what is not allowed? More than one abstract method is not allowed. But what are allowed? Static method is allowed. Default method is allowed. Private method is also allowed. Okay. Now let's create one static, one default, and one private. Okay. Now I'll say static. Okay. And I will say string. Okay. String. Okay. So static uh, um, access modifier. String is the return type, and I will say method one. I'll say method one. Okay. Otherwise, we will try to have some things like name institute. Okay. So name institute. Okay. So name of the institute. Okay. So name of the institute, right? Okay. Now what it should return? It should return something like tr info trits. Okay. So trits train recruit IT solution something. Okay. Right. So that is a static method. Fine. Okay. Now generally what you do with a static method? Generally what you do with a static method? Without object you can run that. Without object you can run that. Okay. Super. Okay. Now tell me, can I do this? My int dot name of the institute. Can I do this? System dot out dot println. Hmm. Can I do this? Yes or no? What is it doing? It is just making a call to. It is just making a call to name institute. It is behaving like a normal. It is behaving like a normal static method. It is behaving like a normal static method. No conditions, nothing. Yes or no? So normally a static method can be used or can be called by the class name directly. Yes or no? Yes. No need to create the object. Directly I can call it by the class name. Point number one is clear. Okay. Now, sir, you are overriding void method. You are overriding void method. Yes, what you're doing? You are overriding void method. What you're doing? You are overriding void method. Fine. Now, can we override this name institute method? Right? Can we override the name institute method? What is my question? Can we over see interfaces? You are taking in my interface, all the properties of the interfaces will come to this particular class. Yes or no? Yes or no? Is that the rule or not? Okay, now I am asking you a counter question. What is that counter question? The counter question is, can this be overridden? Can the child have its own code? Can the child have its own code? The question is, Can the child have its own code? Means, can the child override that? Can the child override that? So what I'm talking about here, I'm talking about this concept. Okay. Now, what is this basically? In general sense, it is overriding, no? Yes or no? It is overriding. But as you can see here, now for example, I will say something like, okay, so WTITS, okay, something, okay. So I'm saying WTITS. So now, if I run name institute, what should come? If I write name institute, what should come? My int dot name institute, what should come? It should go to this column. Okay. Now, if you want to make a call to this, what should come? What should happen? Inherit demo. That's it, no? Yes or no? Inherit demo dot. Hope you're understanding my point. So I'll tell you system dot out dot println. Okay. Now if I say inherit demo dot name institute. Now tell me who is getting called? The child one is getting called. Now are we really overriding it? Are we really overriding it? The answer is no. The answer is no, because you are calling it by whose reference? The child reference only, no? Where is parent involved there? Is parent involved anywhere? Okay. And moreover, you see here. Now this is method is overdone, no? Okay. Forget about this. This is not compulsory. Okay. Method is overdone. So what you are getting over here? You are getting a small symbol saying implements op pack dot mine dot method. Are you getting that here? Are you getting that down? Obviously no. Why? Because this is not overriding. This is not overriding. This is not overriding. It's not overriding. It's a method of the child class only. It's a method of the child class. It's a own method. It's a own method of the child class. So you are taking that property. You are taking that property, but you cannot override that property. You cannot override that property. If you want to use, you can use it right away. Getting my point or not? Yes. Am I clear? Now, for example, if I am not having this, okay. So now what it is saying? It is saying name dot insert the method undefined. The method undefined. You can't even use it. You can't even use it. It is literally not coming. Literally not coming. It is as simple as that. Yes. Understanding my point? Yes or no? So that's the way you look at which method? Which method? Static method. With body or without body? So now you'll say interface is something which will have methods without body. You can't say no. So it will have methods with body, but those are static methods. Those are default methods. Those are private methods. Am I clear? Yes or no? Okay. So I will add the notes part for you. Okay. So with the different example, there I've shown you one example. Here one more example, and I want you to understand this example also. Okay, static method. What is the static method, sir? Okay, read the lines. Read the lines. Understand. Second example. Okay. Consider this method of the interface. Okay. So let's call this interface vehicle. What we are creating? We are creating a producer. Just some real sense I'm adding. That's it. Static string producer. What is this method? Static method. Now tell me how to call that method. Vehicle dot producer. It is as simple as that. How can we call that? Vehicle dot producer. Vehicle dot producer. So vehicle dot producer. Yes. Okay. Now same thing. Class one is implementing vehicle. producer is like electric vehicles here. Now tell me what happens. Now tell me what happens. So here you are having one dot producer. Okay, right. Notes part I have covered, so we'll waste very less time. Okay, so this is example number 2. Okay, so this is example number 2. So one example I already added. So second example I'm now adding. Okay, you understood? One is class example and one is my own example. Okay, right. Clear now? Yes or no? Now can you create a static method? Can you create a static method in an interface? Can you create a static method? So questions. Can you create a static method in interface? Yes. Will that be with body or without body? So it is not abstract. It is not abstract. So can an interface have non-abstract methods? Yes. Yes. Because static method you are having, no, it is having a body. It is having a body means it is definitely not abstract. It's definitely not abstract. Am I clear? Am I clear with my words or not? Okay, great. Now, whenever I am talking about static method, will the static method get overridden? Will the static method of the interface will get overridden? The answer is no. The answer is no. So can we have the same method in the child? Yes, it's up to you. You can have no issues at all. Yes. Okay, great. Next is default method. Next is default method. Okay. Now let's have a default method as our example. Now let's say same thing. I'll just take out static. That's it. Okay. Default. What is this method now? Default method. Okay. Now I'll not be worried about method and all here. Okay. Now, first of all, how to call this? How to call this? Okay. So inheritance demo. Okay. Method I'll just take off. I don't want to confuse. Okay. Now call this name institute method. Now this is definitely not a function interface. Why? Okay. Right. Okay. Now we don't even have one single abstract method also. So that is why it is. That is why it is not a functional interface. Okay. Next. Now tell me how to call this. Use your common sense. Okay. Now let's say I don't have this. Okay. I don't have this. Okay. Now tell me how to call this name institute. Object creation. Okay. Whose object we will create? Very good. My int mi is equal to new my int. Very good. Is this allowed? Is this allowed? Interface cannot be instantiated. Interface cannot be instantiated. So this is not allowed. Why are interfaces made? Interfaces are made for interfaces are made for making them parent. So interfaces will give only the specifications literally. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. So that is why this is not allowed. Okay. Point number 1 is gone. Now, my question again. How to access that name institute? I gave you the answer actually. I gave you the answer. I cannot instantiate mind. I cannot instantiate. So first property is gone. What is the first property? What is the first property that is gone? As you cannot instantiate this, you cannot create the object for this. With this object, you can't use this. Okay. Second thing I told you, interfaces are meant for inheritance. Interfaces are meant for inheritance. So what I will do? I will say, implements. Very good. Implements my int implements my int. Now my int is a parent of what? Inherit demo. Now inherit demo contains the default method or not? Inherit method contains the default method or not? Static may not be there, but default will be there. Default will be there. Now tell me what to do. Now tell me. Inherit demo. I'm making it easy for you. IHD is equal to new Mainta. You're not learning from the mistakes. New inherit demo, we can say again. That's it. Okay. Now IHD dot name institute. IHD dot name institute. Problem solved or not? System dot out dot println. And you say this. Okay. Right? Problem solved? Problem solved? Yes or no? First question is answered. What is the first question? What is the first question? What is the first question? Can we have a non-abstract method in interface? Yes, we can. Already proved static we have. Now we also have default. Sir, default, this default we haven't learned any time. Default is not there as a keyword up to now. Up to now, when somebody is saying something like this, okay, now for example, if somebody is saying something like this, void method, now you used to say this is a default method. Yes or no? Why you used to say that is a default method? Why you used to say that is a default method? Because there is no access specifier. If there is no private, if there is no protected, if there is no public, we call that as a default method. We call that as a default method. But now in Java 8, what they have done, they have given us a default keyword. Default keyword. So which can be assigned to a method inside the interface. Inside the interface. Now, for example, if I apply that here, now what it is saying, see? What it is saying? What it is saying? Default methods are allowed only in interfaces. Right? Normal classes out of the question. Default methods are allowed only in the interfaces. Is the point crystal clear? Yes or no? Okay, so we are ruling out the possibilities of some things. So up to now we did not use the default. No, sir. No, we can't use also. Why, sir? Because as per the syntax, it is a mistake. It is a mistake. So default methods can't be used other than in interfaces. It is as simple as that. Is that clear? Is that clear or not? Okay. Now coming back to the question, can we override this? Can we override this? Answer also I told again. Can we override that? What do you mean by overriding? Same method name, same return type. Uh, you can have the same parameters, and you can have weaker access specifier. You can have the weaker access space, means above one is default bits, the below one can be protected or public. Yes or no? Okay. Now we will think of the same. We'll think of the same type. Same type in the sense parent also default, child also default. Then we have this. Just now I told you default methods are not allowed other than interfaces. So this is ruled out. Yes or no? This is ruled out or not? Ruled out because same cannot be there. Okay, sir. Then you put public, sir. Then you put public. Okay, so default you take off. Then you put public. Now tell me what happened. Now tell me what happened. So public string name institute. Now I will say WTITS. Now I say what? WTITS. Overriding took place or not? So what did it say? Overrides. What did it say? Overrides what? Overrides OPS pack dot main dot name institute. Overriding is happening or not? Overriding is happening or not? Tell me. Overriding is happening or not? Okay, sir. Run it first, sir, then we will know. Now tell me what is the answer that you got? You got the child answer or you got the parent answer? Then overriding is possible or not? So in default methods, overriding is possible. Possible, no? Possible. So you got the answer. What is the answer that you got? You got WTITS. Parent was giving you what? TRITS. Now what I'm getting? I'm getting WTITS. So what is possible? Overriding is possible. One case was not possible. What was that? Having the same access specifier was not possible. Having the same access specifier was not possible. But lesser access specifier means top one is default means I can have public or I can have protected. Okay, protected we'll not touch now. We'll touch it later. Yes or no? So what are the things that were not possible with static? Overriding was not possible. But with default, overriding is possible. Yes or no? Am I clear? So this is default for you. This is default. Yes or no? Understanding? So now what is the answer that you get over here? WTITS. WTITS. So WTITS after sorry after overriding. After overriding. Okay. Before overriding. Before overriding. Okay. So we have TRITS. So this is before overriding. Before overriding. Yes or no? Am I clear? So before overriding and after overriding. Two samples I have shown here. Okay. Right. So this is how we can deal with which method? Default method. Very good. So which method, sir? Default method. Okay. Later on, I'll just give you this document. Okay. Now I want you to understand my example. So my solved example. Okay. Two examples will be good. Okay. Now tell me about this example. Yeah. What I've done? Simple. Our answer and this answer. Two a little bit different. Tell me what is happening. See, always whenever somebody is asking you to go through a program, always come to main first. Always come to main. Okay, always remember that. Always you come to main. Okay. In main, what is happening first? Vehicle V is equal to new one is getting created. Okay, one. Now specify the what you have to specify now? You have to specify the data and methods. What are the data under the one? You don't have any data under one. Yes? You don't have any data under one. Okay, fine. No data is there. Okay. Now vehicle is implementing one. Sorry. One is implementing vehicle. So vehicle is having producer also. Vehicle is having prices also. Who will come and who won't come? Static won't be coming. Who will be coming? Prices will be coming. Who will be coming? Prices will be coming. Clear or not? Yes or no? Okay. Now we are taking the help of V, and we can call the prices, which we did over here. But static is coming. But static can be called by what? Called by its class name, vehicle dot producer. Vehicle dot producer. So what is vehicle dot producer call is doing? Vehicle dot producer call is going and making a call here, and it is returning what? It is returning petrol vehicle. It is returning what? Petrol vehicle. So what will be printed here? Petrol vehicle will be printed. Okay, then comes at a minimum price. So this will be printed. Then V dot prices of 5,000. Where the call is going? The call is going here. The call is going here. With which value? Cost will be 5 lakhs. Cost will be 5 lakhs. Yes or no? Return the cost. What should be returned? The cost should be returned. What is the cost now? 5 lakhs. So what is the answer? Petrol vehicle comes at a minimum price of 5 lakhs. Done? Is that clear? Understood the flow now? Always remember this. Whenever you are asked to go through a program, or you might be going through a program, whenever you do that, always come to the main. Always come to the main. So main is important. So main. So what is main doing? Creating an object of one and storing it in what? Storing it in V. Now what we can do? We can access the prices. We don't have the data. We cannot access the producer because it is a static method of the interface. So these kind of little things will help you a lot. Am I clear with my explanation or not? Yes or no? Paka. So this is how we deal with what? We deal with which one? We deal with which one? Default methods. Which one? Default methods. Okay. Next coming to the private methods. Next coming to which methods? Private methods. So whenever I am talking about a private method or a private, whenever I say private, okay, so first we'll understand about what is private, then we talk about that. Okay. So when we have something like private, okay, let us forget about interface and all for some time. First we'll understand private. Okay. Now, general meaning of private means what? Now if I'm saying this is my private property, exactly, it is restricted. It is restricted. Okay, so but keep in mind, just we will create class something like 100. So we are creating a class something like 100, and we will have private int x is equal to 100. Okay, and we will have a method private void math calculation math calculation, in which I will just print system.out.println x plus 100. Okay. Okay. Now just try and understand. Now what I need to do generally, if I want to access this 100, h is equal to mu 100. Now if I ask you to go with the flow, now if I ask you to go with the flow, what you'll do? You'll come to main, you'll create an object of 100. Now you think that you will get x and you will get that math calculation also. Okay. Now system dot out dot println which dot x, h dot x. Okay, and then you will say h dot math calculation, h dot math calculation. Now for your surprise, what happens is x is not visible. Who is not visible? X is not visible. It says, hey boss, X is the private property of 100. If you want to use X, you use it inside the class. Inside the class. You use it inside the class, no problem. I don't have any problem. But I cannot give the private members outside the class. Outside the class. This is called basically the security, or you can say we are having the concept of encapsulation. We are having the concept of encapsulation where the data becomes secure. Where the data become secure. So generally methods will be public. Encapsulation means methods will be public, but for now I am just giving them. So data is private. So data becomes more of the class type, class only, more of the class only, more of in the class only. So it can be used inside the class. You can't use it outside the class. You can't use it outside the class, literally. Yes. Okay. Now what is math calculation saying? Okay. So it is saying I am not defined. I am not defined. Yes or no? What is saying? It is saying I am not defined, means it is not visible, no? Yes or no? Okay, one second. Right. So it is not visible. Okay, it is not visible. Same thing I'm getting or not? Why it is saying that? Why it is saying that? Because it is also private. So private members cannot be accessed outside the class. It is as simple as that. Forget about overriding, forget about any other logic. Yes, yes or no? If you do inheritance also, no luck. Okay. So if you want to try it, you can try. Now, for example, I will just put them as something. Now I can say what? I can say extends what? Extends 100, extends 100. So I'm saying extends 100. I'm saying extends 100. So now this also uh, not required. I can just say inheritance demo id 1 is equal to new inheritance demo. Now see what happens. id 1 dot x. X is already a member, already a parent of, already a parent member of inherit demo, no? But for your surprise again, what is saying? X is not visible. Why, sir? Because private members can only be accessed inside the class. Inside the class, there is no way that I can access them outside. There is no way that I can access them outside. Same thing happens with this also. Okay. So what happens if I am saying id1 dot math cal? So this also will tell you the same reason. What is the reason? What is the reason? Math cal from the type 100 is not visible. Is not visible. Yes or no? Why not? Because they are private members. They are private members. Now you understood the functionality of private members cannot be accessed outside the. Okay, in general the private members, in general the private members cannot be accessed, where? outside the class. Outside the class. Even though, even though inheritance is applied, even though inheritance is applied, irrespective. Okay, so if inheritance is also there, it doesn't matter for me, it will say. Yes, understanding? So that's how you look into the private members. Okay, so you look into which members? Private members. Okay, right. So this is about the idea of private. Okay, right. Now defining private members in interfaces. What you are going to create? Private methods. Private methods can be implemented static or non-static. So if static means they can be accessed by the static members. That's it. Okay. So this means that interface we can get private methods to encapsulate the code also, secure the code also, not only data, you can secure the code also. That is what the meaning here. You can secure the code also. Secure the code means not only data, so you can even secure the uh, code. Yes, so that is again high level of encapsulation. High level of encapsulation. So you're hiding the details on and the implementation also from the class. Yes, okay, so you can read all the things later. So for now, we will try and understand this. Okay, so directly we'll understand this. Okay, now tell me what is happening. Now tell me what is happening here. I have the interface vehicle. Okay. Static void making PR call. Okay. Now, who is make type? Who is make type? No, this. So remember this one, this call. So try to understand this call first. What is this call? Make type. So what is make type here? Make type is making a call to private. Inside the class I can do anything I told, no. Inside the class I can access private and all, no problem at all. Now still it is not giving me the access. Why? Because this is a static member and this is a non-static member. Static member and a non-static member. Yes or no? So make type cannot be called from inside the static. From inside the static. Now I have one more. Make company call. But make company call is successful. Why? Obviously it is static. So it is successful. So make company. So what is make company will give you? Make company will give you a call to this, and what it will return? It will return Tesla. It will return Tesla. Okay, fine. Now we did not go to main, so we are just understanding, that's it. Okay. So now again we will go to the main. Okay. Now try and understand. Now tell me what is happening. Vehicle V is equal to new one. Okay. What is created? One object is created. Very good. So what is one containing? What is one containing? So one is containing the parent as vehicle, first of all. Yes or no? Okay. Now what do you need to know? One is referenced by V. Okay. So what is vehicle containing? That is important, no? What is vehicle containing? Vehicle is containing vehicle is containing no data, of course. Vehicle is containing making PR call. Vehicle is containing make PR call. Yes or no? Vehicle is containing make type. Vehicle is containing make a company. Now tell me which are the things that will come to the child. Which are the things that will come to the child? Which are the things that will come to the child? Simple question. Will this come? Will static come? Will static come to the child? The answer is no. Will default come to the child? Yes. The answer is yes. Okay. Will private come to the child? Will private static come to the child? Yes or no? Now who is coming to one? Only the which method? Default method. Only which method? Default method. Make PR call. So we are getting satisfied with that one only. Yes or no? Okay. Now if I call this PR call, where the call is going? I did not override, of course. I am making a call to this. What it will print? It will print the make type. So what is make type? Make type is going and making a call to which method? Private method. Inside I can play with anything, but I cannot get them outside. That is the point. Yes or no? Okay. Now make type. What it is returning? Petrol. Petrol printed. Petrol printed. Okay. Next. Okay. Now again go down. Next what happened? Vehicle making PR call. Vehicle dot PR call. So directly you are referencing what? You are not using this. You are directly referencing vehicle. Vehicle dot making PR call. Vehicle dot making PR call. Yes. Yes or no? Can we call private methods and all those methods outside? No, we can't. Yes. Now you understood why petrol and Tesla are the answers? Yes or no? Am I clear? Am I clear with my logic? Yes or no? So now we understood that we can have which methods? We can have which methods? We can have default methods, static methods, and even private methods. So this is introduced in Java 9 actually, as I told you. These two are from Java 8. Java 8. So before Java 8, interface contains only abstract methods. Yes or no? Now in tomorrow's class, we will work with that abstract method only by the help of lambda expressions. With the help of lambda expressions. Yes. So today we understood the other part. So lambda expressions use only the that particular abstract method. Yes. So that we will be understanding in our next session. Okay. Hopefully you are understanding the things. Yes or no? So this logics you will easily forget. That is why what you have to do, you have to watch the video once or twice. Whenever you get time, watch the video. I'm not saying that for improving my YouTube. uh, okay, so I'm not saying for improving YouTube views, but if you see twice, thrice, work with your own examples, then it will be good. Okay, right? Okay, thank you so much. So we'll meet tomorrow with the lambda expressions, right? Thank you so much.